and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today, we're going to combine two obsessions of mine, and those two obsessions, of course, are Ponytown and card games. So, some of you may know this. I've tweeted about it a handful of times, and as well, I've mentioned it a handful of times in some of my Discord servers and things like that. But I have made my own little card game based on Ponytown, so it's kind of inspired by that, based on that, whatever. The game is fully playable, and in today's video I'm going to share with you guys how you can play this game. I'm not going to exactly go over all the rules or anything like that, but if you want me to go over the rules in a future video, I will do so. But suffice it to say, you will have the rules. I will leave a link in the description below that will allow you to download this little folder that has all the things you're going to need. This is the folder right here, by the way. It has all the cards there if you want to sort of pick and choose what cards you want to, or if you want to do something with those cards, whatever. I don't know. If you want to do something with them, they're there, but it's not necessary for the rest of this. You have a PDF of the rules. You have a couple of images here that you can use for like the backs of the cards or whatever like that you want to. And then of course you have some things like this right here, which will import the room, which will load up the entire room and without any other effort. It's a very simple process. I'm going to share with you all how to do it today. So first things first, you're going to go to this website here. This is playingcards.io, as you can see right here. I will leave the link to that in the description as well, perhaps the pinned comment, something like that, I don't know. But you're going to go to this website. There is no account required whatsoever. You're going to go there, you're going to hit start game, or you're going to scroll down here and hit start game here, whatever like that. There's also a video here that normally plays, but it's not playing for some reason. I don't know why, but essentially it will tell you how to customize the game and sort of set things up. But I'm going to share that with you here, so you don't have to worry about that. Just hit start game right there. It's going to load a random thing. It's going to be completely random. You're not going to know what it is. It's going to be like some random card game essentially with regular playing cards. So once it loads, you're going to have this little thing here that says enter. We can hit enter. This is a very big room and everything like that. It's got all this stuff in it or whatever like that, but we don't have to worry about any of this stuff. This will all be cleared up and reset when we're done. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit this little briefcase symbol right here. This is how we can edit the table. So we can press that, and then we can go to room options. We can scroll down. We can do import from file. We will hit import from file. That'll bring up a folder, and we can do this right here. This one right here, it's going to be in the folder that you guys are going to be using. It's just literally called use this and the import from file in room options. It kind of tells you how to do it and how to use it within the name of the file itself. But we can click that and we can hit open. And it will take a moment, but it will upload all of that stuff that is part of the game onto this room, and it will set all of it up for you without any other work required. You have no idea how long that took. That took like 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know why it took me so long. I don't think it'll take you that long. But as you can see, everything is loaded here. You don't have to do anything else. After this, you can just hit this briefcase thing again, and you're ready to go. You can hit this shuffle button or whatever like that if you want to. This deck is completely wrong for some reason. I'll fix that before you guys get it, but this deck is completely wrong. I don't know why it's like that, but essentially after that, everything is set up. You can hit this shuffle button. It will shuffle both of these decks at the exact same time, or you can press this button right here and then hit shuffle stack, and it will shuffle your stack. I do recommend to just hit this shuffle button at the start of games and have both players do it. That way you can sort of trust that it has indeed been shuffled, and then you're going to draw your 6 cards like that, and you're going to play from there, whatever like that. But that's not what we're talking about in today's video. We're not talking about how to play the game. As you can see here, there's an environment deck over here. I wouldn't really worry too much about that until you actually get into like learning the game and stuff like that, because this is pretty much set up for you. You can leave these face up if you want to, because they're exactly the same for both players, and you know what each other has, so that doesn't really matter too much. We have some tokens over here, these little peg things that you can use for certain things. There are some cards that will require you to sort of keep track of certain things. You can use that for this flying mechanic. If you want to show that it's flying, you can put that on there. Different stuff like that. Essentially, anytime you take a card from your hand and put it down in one of these little zones, it will always be face down. So keep that in mind. A way to flip a card is to simply click it once, and I can do this to my opponent's cards as well. So keep that in mind when you're going through the game and you're playing with someone like that. Make sure you're not trying to like steal cards from their deck and add it to your hand, because you can do that. That's a thing you can do. Another thing that is extremely helpful for you if you're going to be using this website is you can grab this little number right here and drag those cards anywhere you want. Additionally, you can flip an entire stack. So let's see here. We can get like, what is that? Handful of cards here, 7 cards face down. I can press that number and hit flip stack. It will flip the entire stack. This is good for when you're messing with your party and area and things like that. Or if you need to return a handful of cards to your deck when you're cleaning up at the end, you can do so as well. Now, once you have all of this set up, there is a very simple way to share this with someone else. Essentially, you can just go to the top of the web page over here somewhere and copy that link and send that to them. Or you can hit this share button right here. Just hit this button right here. It'll bring up a little share thing. You can hit copy to clipboard. It will copy to your clipboard, and then you can paste that onto your friend's Discord, their Twitter, whatever you want to send it to them at, and then they will have a copy of it. They can join your room, and then they will be there. They'll be able to play with you. I do recommend that if you're going to do this, don't share this to a large number of people. Just share it to that one single person that you're playing with. That way other people don't come into the game and start hijacking stuff and moving cards and doing this and that or whatever like that. So that's what I would recommend, is to just share it with a single person and leave it at that. As you can see here, there is options for the deck. So if I go over to this little bubble right here, I can move this deck around and do whatever I want with it, but mostly you're just going to leave it where it is. If you want to customize your deck and build a very specific deck or load the other decks that I've included in the folder, you can press on this after going to edit it and everything like that. Hit edit deck. You can mess with these settings here if you want to. If you don't want them to enlarge when you hover over it or whatever like that. You can also mess with the back of the cards. So if you want to go to the template layers, you can do this. Instead of hitting card face, you hit card back, and then you can change the background of the card. That is kind of what those two images in the folder are for, is just for you to upload your own thing there, do whatever like that. Then of course we have card data. These are the cards that are in the deck. Now this deck isn't any kind of like specific structure or anything like that. It's not built around any kind of specific strategy. It's just a deck of like the first 51 cards that I made for the game. Now, if you want to load a very specific deck, you can scroll to the bottom of this card data and you can hit import cards CSV file. You can press that and it will bring up whatever folder. It'll bring up some random folder, and then you can hit the Skella deck if you want to load the Skella deck. Let's load that one, and it will remove everything from here and it will bring in the other deck. So as you can see now, there is now 40 cards and 40 unique cards, and this is a more structured deck. I'm not going to say it's the best deck in the world or anything like that, but it's a more structured deck built around a very specific card. That card being the Skella Army card, which is kind of good if you can manage to get that card to work for you. But essentially, that's how you can do it. Now, if you want to like load your own decks and everything like that, you can hit these little trash can symbols and remove them from the deck completely, or you can just minus that and it won't be in the deck once you load the match. So that's a way you can customize the decks to your liking. If you build your own deck or whatever like that, if you do build your own deck, make sure to delete the cards that you don't include in the thing, because, for example, if I remove these two cards here and then export it, when I import that deck, these two cards will still be in the deck and they will be included in the count, so they'll still technically be in the deck. So if you want to build your own deck, make sure that you actually hit the trash can button and delete them from the deck before you export it. That way, the only cards that are there are the cards that are supposed to be there. So that's a way you can build your own decks as well. If you want to share your decks, you can send those files to your friends or to me or whoever you want to, and have fun that way as well. But there's also a clear all, which will remove all of them, reverting them all to 0, or you can do all +1. Whenever you load a deck, it automatically +1s all of them, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. If you want to add more cards, you can hit this add new card type, hit upload images, and then you can upload multiple images instead of just a single image. And we could just load any of these images we want, as long as it's under 1 megabyte or 1 MB, then we can load it. So for example, if I want to add this thing to the thing, I can. I don't know why I would want to, but I can. So that's a thing you can do. I'll just go ahead and delete that now. And yeah, that's pretty much how you can do that as well. If you want to remove everything and start from scratch, you can do that and then add single cards as you want, as you see fit. That is an option for you as well. But yeah, as you can see now, it's a 40 card deck, and we can hit edit table and boom, we have a 40 card deck here. We can draw our 6 cards and everything like that. Now the main rule for the game when it comes to building a deck is you can't have more than 1 copy of a card in your deck. As well, you can't have less than 35 cards in your deck. Yeah, you can go from there and have fun, do whatever you want like that, and I hope you enjoyed the game. I don't think there's really much else to explain other than maybe one more mechanic, and that's just how you can rotate things. So for example, the environments, I do highly recommend turning them sideways when you put them on here. The reason why I recommend doing that is because if I have, for example, let's pretend this is a friend card and not an event card. If that was in my hand and I put down an environment card like this and then put it on top of that, you're never going to know what that environment card is because you can't see it. So that's why I recommend you turn them sideways when you play them and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The way to rotate them, if you're curious, it comes up there over on the left. You can press Z and X to rotate them as you see fit, or alternatively, you can right click it and rotate them upside down, rotate them sideways, depending on what the settings were for the deck. So these are the rotations that you can do, all of the ones that are highlighted. So I can turn it this way, this way, this way, and this way. But anyway, there's not really much else to explain with the rules or anything else. I believe that's everything you're going to need to know, other than how to actually download the folder itself. The folder is going to be like in a link in the description. You'll be able to click on it. There's going to be a download thing. Just download it. It's going to have all of this stuff, like I said, have an easy way to import the game. It's going to have all the cards, which they're not loading because this is a zip file. You would have to extract it first, but these are every single card that is currently available. As well, we have all the environments that are currently available. They're separated because they go into separate decks. So yeah, I hope this is clear for you guys. I hope this is an easy way for you guys to understand how to set up this thing and play and everything like that. And if you're curious, I will accept more cards. So if you guys want to have cards of your OCs made and everything like that, then let me know in the comments below, and you can message me a picture of your character, as long as it's not too zoomed in, and as long as there's no like UI in the way, such as your actions on the bottom and things like that. Feel free to send them to me. When you do send them to me, make sure to give me the name of the character, if it's part of a species, if it's part of a regiment, and tell me what those species or regiments that it's part of and everything like that. And then I can add it to the game and eventually update this. I will be updating it in the future. Perhaps I'll update the file itself. Perhaps I'll just update the game itself. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do for that. But for now, this is the best way I can share this game with you guys. If you're curious of the rules, I can load them real quick and let you guys kind of just observe through that as we kind of go through our outro. So one more thing I should mention about the website is that you can technically use that website while on mobile. However, it is extremely hard to do because there's a lot of like really finicky movements where it's very easy to accidentally reveal a card in your hand or accidentally place a thing that you don't mean to place, things like that. So here is the PDF of the rules. There is about 10 pages. You get a little bit of table of contents, you get how to set up things and stuff like that, cards and card types, yada yada yada, how things work, what symbols mean, the party cost, which is an extremely important mechanic, the loneliness mechanic, which is extremely important as well, engaging and how to engage and how all that stuff works, stuff like that, turn flow, which is an extremely important thing to know about, deck rules, and anything else. And as well, if you have any questions or anything that you need help with, you can feel free to message me and I'll try to get to you as soon as I can. So that's going to do it for the video. I do hope that you enjoyed, and I do hope that you would like, subscribe, and share, and do all of those wonderful things like that, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. No, that's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.